Hi again. Hello. I've been out of commission for a couple weeks because I've been sick. I mean, I wasn't like out of commission for those entire couple of weeks because I only missed 2 days of work. I usually have Thursdays off. Um, no, wait a minute. I worked that Thursday because I switched a day. Someone needed me to work. So, anyway. I worked Thursday and I was not doing well that Thursday. I was like, I'm gonna drop. I was at the point of tears because I couldn't think or function at work. And now I know why, because as soon as I as soon as I got home that Thursday night, I spiked a horrible temp and chills. And I was pretty much like I've lost hours in the next couple of days. Thank goodness for my daughter who was here who got I still gotta look off. Who kept attention over me and made sure that I had fluids and that I wasn't dying. um, so I called in sick. Okay, that Thursday I called in sick for Friday. Like I told one of my supervisors on Thursday night before I left, I was like, I'm just gonna call in sick for tomorrow. She's like, yeah, that's. As a matter of fact, the CEO of the company that afternoon came to me and walked up to me and said, you need to go home and be sick and stay home. And otherwise, you're going to be out for a week if you don't get rest up. So she pretty much told me because I could tell I was doing well. So I called in sick for Friday. And then, so Friday through Sunday, I had fever, chills, and all the other lovely stuff that goes with this. It was located mostly in my head. I didn't have chest congestion. It was like all up here, but I was pretty sick and sore throat and all the lovely stuff. And then that Sunday, I messaged one of my supervisors, who I'm friends with on Facebook, and I told her, you know, I'm still probably gonna need an extra day, but I will call you guys in the morning. And I called them in the morning and, I called in sick for that day. I went back to work Tuesday, but I was still still had symptoms, but, I worked all the rest of the week and even, I'm still like most of my symptoms are gone, but I'm just like the fatigue is phenomenal. Like I just like today's Thursday and it's my regular day off. My doctor that I work for said you rest up tomorrow. That's what he told me last night. You rest up, and anyway, I really did. I like slept most of the day today. It's just like wiping me out, but so. I lost my voice during that time, so I wasn't doing videos and whatever. So I'm back. Um, so in brief, I wanted to talk about the Sabbath for a minute. Just a few thoughts that I had. Well, actually, I want to talk about Sabbath and um, the Noah covenant from Genesis 9. I just want to kind of combine both. Just some brief thoughts that I had. So I wanted to pull up. One question that I had, or a point that I want to make, Exodus 16:29 says, "Bear in mind that the Lord has given you the Sabbath. That is why on the sixth day he gives you bread for 2 days. Everyone is to stay where they are on the seventh day. No one is to go out." I wanted to concentrate on that last part. Everyone is to stay where they are on the seventh day. No one is to go out. Okay. So my question, when you get to the New Testament, based on this last part of this verse, if not one jot or tittle has changed from the law, why is it that in Mark 3, verse 1, it says, Another time Jesus went into the synagogue, and a man with a shriveled hand was there. Some of them were looking for a reason to accuse Jesus, so they watched him closely to see if he would heal him on the Sabbath. So, so it says in the beginning of that passage, Jesus went into the synagogue. So if this was on the Sabbath, doesn't that mean that he did not stay where he was on the seventh day and he went out somewhere? I mean, if that is the command in Exodus, then shouldn't Jesus, if the Sabbath was remaining as it remained in the covenant, in the Torah, should he have gone into the synagogue? I'm just kind of pondering that. Because he definitely did not stay at home. He went out. There was some other verses, if I can find where I put them. Let me see here. Because I think that's very interesting. Like, if you're not supposed to go out, why did Jesus go out and then go into the synagogue? I got thinking about that. The other passage, if I can find it, like in Acts 18, and he reasoned in the synagogue every Sabbath, and tried to persuade Jews and Greeks. Wouldn't that be going out? And what are some other ones? Oh yeah, this is one I wanted to, okay, so Acts 16:13. And on the Sabbath day, we went outside the gate to the riverside, where we supposed there was a place of prayer, and we sat down and spoke to the women who had come together. So I guess my question is, isn't there a shift going on there? Like if Torah observers believes that we are totally under the law, not one not jot or one tittle, then aren't we supposed to, according to Exodus 16:29, everyone is to stay where they are on the seventh day, no one is to go out. So that doesn't seem to compute, because you have Jesus, you have Paul, and they're like, you have some people in Acts that are going out of the gates. So they're like not staying put, and Jesus wasn't staying put. And so if they are strictly under Torah Sabbath law, are they really observing it as written in the Torah? That's a question I have. I gotta pause for a minute because I gotta cough right here. I'll be right back. I'm back again, and I may have to pause again. I'm trying. Okay, so the next question I have. So that's one point that I have. The other point I have is okay, Genesis 9. Okay, and so both sides at this point have heard this argument and have discussed this argument. Okay, so Genesis 9 verse 1, Then God blessed Noah and his sons, saying to them, Be fruitful and increase in number and fill the earth. The dread and fear of you will fall on all the beasts of the earth and on all the birds in the sky, on every creature that moves along the ground, and on all the fish in the sea. They are given into your hands. Everything that lives and moves about will be food for you. Just as I give you green plants, I now give you everything. So the non-Torah observer, which would be me, would say, okay, God has given everything that lives and moves about for food. It says it right there. The Torah observer would say, well, it says right here, just as I give you the green plants, I now give you everything. And they would say, well, some plants God did not give to you because they are poisonous. So there were exceptions. And albeit a good point, if you read down to verse 4, God gives the exceptions. Okay? So, yes, there are exceptions to the plants. There's also exceptions to the meat. And in this whole passage here, okay, in this whole passage here, it says, but you must not eat meat that has its lifeblood in it, and for your lifeblood I will surely demand an accounting. I will demand an accounting from every animal. So at any rate, yes, they bring up the point, well, there are some green plants that you can't eat, so therefore it was just, it's saying only those that God approves, and there are exceptions to which meat can be eaten. But God gives the exception in verse 4. He said, but you just, okay, so verse 3, everything that lives and moves will be food for you. What's the exception to that? Verse 4, but you must not eat meat that has its lifeblood still in it. So he gives right there, this covenant with Noah, he gives right there the exceptions to the rule. And so there was at one point in time that God said that everything is for food for you, everything that moves on this earth, and this is the exception to it. So he does give exceptions. So, you're trying to come up with a good argument, and it's a good argument about, there's some plants that you can't eat. But God does give the exception right here. He doesn't say anything about to Noah about, but as these are the meats you can eat. He just said, but just this is the exception. Do not eat meat that has its lifeblood still in it. So these are my couple of points about Sabbath and about food. And using animals for food. And I have one other video I think I'm going to do tonight, and that's on, and Jesus made all foods clean, because this has been an ongoing argument, and I have a point to bring up with that. So I think I'm probably going to do another video. But I'm glad to be back. I have moments where I do really well, and then other moments that I start really coughing. It's more like a tickle, and then it's a constant cough. There's been a couple times that I've had to leave the room with my patients because I'm coughing, and then other times I'm fine. I can be fine for hours. It's really frustrating, but at any rate, I'm getting better. And I'm going to post this video, and then I'm thinking of doing another one because it's been a while, and I'm happy to be back and continuing just calling things out and setting the record straight on some things. All right. Love you. Bye.